Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 4 is finally here, aka the new Fortnite X Marvel season. This has definitely been my most anticipated season in a while, and it's really lived up to the expectations already without even having most of what we're gonna get this season. So with how strong we're already starting this early into the season with not even that much content compared to what we're gonna get, I can just tell if they execute all this properly, it's easily gonna be a top 3 season. So without further ado, let's just hop right into the video and talk about how good this season really is. Now to start off, this is the best battle pass of the chapter, no competition. Some people are going to be mad about the collab skins, but the way I've always viewed it is that a collab skin is just another skin in the game. You remove the aspect of it being a collab, it's still just the same skin, just without the collab factor. So I really just don't care about that. A good skin is a good skin, I'm going to wear it if I like it. But with all that out of the way, the pass itself is very strong. The skins in here are great, there's not really any misses. For starters, I love the way Gwenpool looks. I'm really happy they went for a pen and ink style with her instead of just the regular cell shading. I think it looks super clean, and you can also turn it off, so you know there's not much complaints there. War Machine also looks absolutely incredible, especially the Iron Patriot version. They also made him like 30 years younger from the MCU version. I don't really know if he's this young in the comics, but I think the skin looks pretty tough either way. I don't even care about the whole mix-up with Jones and Captain America now, because it really just does look like a comic accurate Steve Rogers, so I'm not gonna get mad about it. And they gave us a whole Hydra style that looks super clean, so this is probably my favorite skin in the past. Shuri also looks amazing. If you're not gonna have Dr. Doom at tier 100, I think she makes the most sense. I still definitely like the original Black Panther skin more, but both of them are pretty hard. Pilverine, Emma Frost, and Mysterio are the only ones I don't really see myself wearing that much, but Emma Frost still looks crazy, and they really did cook with all of Pilverine's styles. Now I will say, when I said Captain America was my favorite skin in here, I was lying. Dr. Doom is by far the best skin here. This is way better than the original in my opinion, and honestly makes the original look way more basic than this one. The detail on this skin is just super cool. I really like how they didn't do just a green robe this time. They really went all out with the metal look, and he just looks menacing and really goes with that medieval theme. So yeah, overall a very solid battle pass and definitely the best of the entire chapter. I really did enjoy all the battle pass, but I just don't think there's a comparison. This new battle pass is incredible. Now the map already looks amazing. I was gonna say I'm a little sad they didn't spread out the locations throughout the season, not adding everything at once. But I think there's an exception because most of these locations needed to be here at the start of the season to really set it in stone. So I'm honestly chill with this and I think it looks amazing. For starters, Doom's Castle is a peak POI. I love the layout of this place. I think the detail in the design is amazing here. This is a true castle POI, and this is not me dissing Chapter 4. You guys know I love Chapter 4, but the Citadel really has nothing on this location. Like, this is a real castle POI. I know I keep saying it, but I'm really happy they are going for more big and detailed POIs than a bunch of small ones. I think that the quality over quantity for the map is just great. Doomstat is also really cool. It reminds me a lot of Misty Meadows and Anvil Square, both from Chapter 2 and 4. And this might honestly be better than Doom's Castle for me. Probably not, because I really wanted a castle POI, and I'm gonna land here a lot. But these are both at least top 20, top 10 POIs for me. Someone in the comments is gonna call me new gen for saying that. I don't really care. Whether you like the chapter or not, I don't think it's much of a new gen take to say that these POIs are actually insane for Fortnite standards. That doesn't necessarily make them better than the old POIs, but they definitely are a lot more detailed and bigger. Doom's Courtyard is definitely the weakest out of all these locations. It's still not bad, but I will say Classic Courts was honestly better. I'm happy they gave us something new, don't get me wrong. I just will say I think Classic Courts had a lot more to offer than this one. But I still gotta say the design of these buildings are just insane. I don't know what they did to the graphics this season or the coloring, but they just look so good. Finally, the raft is also on the map now, and I will be honest, out of the big 3 that we got, I'm probably gonna land here the least, but that's definitely not to say it's bad. I think the layout just gets a little bit repetitive with all the jail cells. I do still really like this location. I just don't think it's as good as the other 2. Still easily one of the best of the chapter though. Like, these locations just keep on going with how good they are. I will say this, if we do end up getting some type of mid-season location, I really want to see X-Mansion or some type of Stark location again. Iron Man's not even like a top 5 superhero for me, but I still just really like his stuff back in Chapter 2, and it'd be super cool if they put something for him at Reckless Railways and gave him his own Stark train or something like that. It looks like we are gonna get some type of Iron Man update with how the leaks are looking and just how, you know, the items are looking in the future, but you know, I'll talk about that in the loot pool. All the bosses this season are pretty strong. They all have their own gimmick, which I've noticed happens a lot with the Chapter 5 bosses, and I really like that they've done this with all of them. I think that's why Chapter 5, in my opinion, has had some of the most interesting and fun bosses to fight. I will say the trade-off or sacrifice these bosses make for having these gimmicks is that you get third-partied a lot more because of how long they take to kill, but at that point you really just gotta pick your poison. Overall, I really did enjoy this map. I think they did a great job designing it. Super fun, and I'm definitely not gonna get bored of it anytime soon. Now finally the loot pool, which is honestly hard to talk about because we haven't even scratched the surface of what we're gonna get this season. But we still have so much in here to already talk about that I'm fine with just getting it all out right now. Now before I get to the crazy stuff, the AR loot pool this season is actually insane. You got the burst AR, you got the combat AR, and you also got the striker AR, which are all top 5 assault rifles for me. I really wanted the burst and also the striker to come back this season. I don't remember what video I said that in, but I said it at some point, and I'm super happy they actually did it. Kind of a crazy prediction if you ask me. Now I'll be honest, like most of these chapter 5 seasons, the shotgun loot pool isn't the strongest. I really do enjoy the new shotgun. I think it's actually pretty fun, but the gatekeeper is just kind of getting boring at this point, and the hammer pump is garbage, bro. That gun is terrible. I was so happy when they added the combat, and now they took the thing out, and just please add the tac back to the game or just something, bro. But outside of that, the new SMGs are insane. I'm a little mad they took out the burst, but these SMGs will suffice. I already love the machine pistol, and now they made a dual version of it, which is absolutely insane. And the new aura pistol just has the craziest stance, and it also does some crazy damage too. It's up there with the mammoth pistol, if I'm being honest. Now with all of that boring stuff out of the way, let's get into the new powers that came this season. We only have like 5 mythics in right now, and 3 of them are for War Machine, so we'll get into those first. To start off the jetpack, I had a lot of fun with this so far. It's better than the other 2 in my opinion, because I feel like it has a lot more control than it used to. I can actually move around a lot better, and on top of that, you don't take fall damage when it runs out. War Machine's arsenal is actually a lot of fun to use, especially with the jetpack. It's a deadly combo. I've really loved having air fights with it, and I will say I can see how it could be overpowered, but in my opinion, I don't really think the damage is overpowered. I think that it's just a little bit overwhelming when you're in another fight and you get third-partied by the missiles. So personally, I don't find it too overpowered, but I could see how it could be in comp. Now, War Machine's auto turret sucks. This is the only thing in the loot pool that I don't like using. You can't control at all where it's going, which is the most annoying part about it. And I know it's an auto turret, but the aimbot isn't even that good, and it doesn't even do that much damage either. But you know, to each their own. I just don't really find it that fun to use. Everything else from War Machine though was really good. But bringing back Captain America's mythic was such a good idea because this thing still has some great damage to it. It's still super fast, and on top of that, there's so much leisure to how you can play with this thing. You just can't go wrong with it. And Doom's gauntlets, while I barely use them, have been super fun so far. They basically just made the repulsors that Iron Man had back in chapter 2, but now they're Doom's, and I think they work pretty well. They also still have that ball ability he had back in chapter 2. I don't know where the beam ability is. Maybe I just didn't realize it while I was using it. I didn't really use it for that long because it's kind of hard to find, or it's just hard to get because you get third party fighting him. Either way, I don't think the beam ability's in there yet, but that also looks pretty sick. My only complaint about this entire season, I love this season so far. I have one complaint, and that's the medallions. These things suck. I know all chapter people have been complaining about the medallions being overpowered, which I just don't agree with. I win a game without the medallions. It's not that hard to do. I think anyone can. First of all, the invisibility mythic sucks. First of all, you're not even invisible in the first place, which will be fine. That would make sense because it would be busted if you were. But the only thing is, you can't even reload or heal while you're using this thing. The Siphon medallion isn't bad. This is probably the best one here, so I won't give it too much flack, but the marking ability just feels kind of useless when you have visual sound effects on. Again, I'm not hating on the season. I really don't care that much about medallions anyway, so I'm not going to get too much on them. I just think it's funny how useless the invisibility mythic really is. I still love this season, and really the medallions are just a small part about it, and I just don't care that much, to be honest. My main hope is that at the end of the season they bring back almost all of the Marvel mythics, especially the web shooters, where I need those back. All the previous Marvel mythics were added back from chapter 2, and they're in the files right now, so hopefully they do come back and it's not just for Marvel Knockout. We do need Marvel Knockout too, but I hope they also get added to the game itself. So overall, even with how little we've got compared to what we're gonna get, this loot pool is still absolutely insane and still has kept me very engaged while playing this season, so I'm just having a lot of fun with it so far. Let me know down below what you guys think of this season. I really love it so far, and I hope you guys are too. Just a W season all around, and I'm super excited to see where it goes. And I just want to say really quickly, thank you guys for 5K. That's all I really got in this video, so I'll see you.